This weekend, people living with Alzheimer's and other dementias, along with their families and caregivers, will gather together at City Park for the 2024 Walk to End Alzheimer's.
That's right. To help give us a preview of this walk, we have Pat and Ruth Fletcher joining us this morning. Good morning. And we also have Jim Hurley here with the Alzheimer's Association. Appreciate everybody making the time to be here. Pat, I wanted to ask, you were diagnosed about 3 years ago, I understand.
Yes, sir.
What have been some of the challenges of living with this disease?
Well, first of all was knowing that my life was going to be cut short. So I had to deal with that, you know, after taking care of myself for 75 years and then finding out I was going to have this disease. It hurt because I got, you know, grandkids and Ruth and people to look after, and I knew that was not going to go as long as I would have liked it to go. Yeah. So that part of it was heavy. The good news is I'm married to a hospice nurse. Yeah. She knows how to take care of me. So she's my advocate. She's like a mama bear. She won't take anything except what's the best for me. Yeah. So I'm blessed to have her in my corner.
We're happy you have her too.
And your story really is incredible. You were in the Navy, you were a pilot for 23 years, then you taught for many years after that. And as you mentioned, Ruth, you're a hospice nurse, end-of-life doula, kind of the perfect person to care for him. How has that transition been for you?
It's just kind of a natural thing, I think. You know, I'm a caregiver. I know what end of life looks like. I know what disease progression looks like. I've spent a lot of time educating people in our support system as to what's helpful, what's not helpful. Learned a lot myself. It's always different being on the outside, way different than being on the inside and living it.
Yeah. I was going to ask, I have so much respect for people who do your job. I could never, it's so challenging. What have been the differences of being on the outside versus caring for somebody that you know personally and love?
Wow, that is a huge question. I understand the dynamics from the outside without feeling it. To feel it, it's like, okay, now I get it. Now I get why all these dynamics go on in people that are facing long disease progressions or end of life. It's just, I feel like the only people that really understand me right now are other caregivers of spouses. Yeah. Because it's a lived experience that really you can relate to.
And Jim, real quick, I want to talk to you about Pat and the drugs that he's been on, 2 different ones. And I know you have talked about how the second one actually was a game changer. So talk a little bit about those FDA drugs and how it's helped out people like Pat.
Well, this is, I mean, a game changer is the best way to term it, because we've got 7 million Americans living with Alzheimer's disease. And up until a couple of years ago, there was no treatment that could slow the progression of the disease. And I'm sure Pat and Ruth can talk about what Leqembi in particular, the medication they're on now, has had a real impact on their quality of life, improving it and hopefully lengthening it so that they can be enjoying more time with his wife, his children, his grandchildren. And that's the real key part of this, is giving people back time. So we've got the 7,091,000 Coloradans. The real tragedy is that half of the people with this disease have never been diagnosed. So they don't have the chance to get onto any of these medications or make the lifestyle changes that can help prolong their productive lives. We need more people to learn that this is an important disease that they need to explore, and if they're showing any of the signs, to get a diagnosis.
Well, Pat and Ruth, I'm going to keep you in my prayers, that's for sure, along with the 7 million people who've been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Jim, how can we help them out? We got the Walk to End Alzheimer's coming up.
Well, people can come to City Park on Saturday. Registration opens at 8:30. The walk is going to start, the ceremony is about 9:30. So people can come out, participate, make a donation, support a team. The money that's raised there goes for programs and services to help the families, all at no charge. and it also goes to research to find a cure.
Yeah, it's really important work, and it's emotional being out there for that walk for sure. I mean, there's so many people that show up for that. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Thank you for sharing your story. It really is incredible. And again, I think it helps a lot of people at home who are in your similar situation as well. And Jim, thank you for all the work that you do with the Alzheimer's Association.
And Pat, thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, and thank you for making people understand what we're going through. I appreciate the effort.
Well, thank you.